You get up from the couch. They get up. You walk to the kitchen. They walk to the kitchen. You go to the bathroom. They are already at the door before you close it. You come back. They come back. You do this 40, 50, 60 times a day, and they follow you every single time. Not sometimes. Every time. Most people call it cute. Some people call it clingy. Some people, on the harder days, call it exhausting. But here is what almost no one calls it, what it actually is. This behavior has a name in animal science. It has a cause that goes deeper than personality. It has a history that is almost certainly written into your specific dog's specific life. And once you understand it, you will never walk from one room to another the same way again. Welcome to Canine Mind. If you want to truly understand the dog that follows you everywhere, subscribe right now. This is exactly what we are here for. This is not clinginess. This is attachment science. Let's start by throwing out the word clingy, because clingy implies something is wrong. Clingy implies excess. Clingy implies that the behavior is a flaw in the dog, a neediness that goes beyond what is reasonable. That framing is not just wrong, it is backwards. What you are watching when your dog follows you from room to room is one of the most well-documented, well-understood behavioral patterns in all of animal science. Researchers call it proximity-seeking behavior, and it is not a sign that something is broken in your dog. It is a sign that something is working exactly as it should. Here is the foundation. Dogs are what behavioral scientists call obligate social animals. That is not a casual description. It means that social connection is not optional for them, the way it might be for more solitary species. It means that closeness to their attachment figure, the person or people they are bonded to, is a biological need in the same category as food, water, and rest. Not a preference, a need. A landmark study published in the journal Science in 2015 found that when dogs and their owners made prolonged eye contact, both species showed a measurable spike in oxytocin, the neurochemical associated with bonding, trust, and love. The same spike that occurs between a mother and her newborn child. The same chemical, the same mechanism, in a dog looking at the person they are attached to. Your dog does not follow you because they are broken. Your dog follows you because you are, to their nervous system, the single most important source of safety, comfort, and regulation in the entire world. And when that source moves, the pull to stay close to it is not a quirk. It is ancient. It is biological. It is, at the deepest level, love expressed through movement. The shadow dog and the anxious dog are not the same thing. This is the distinction almost no one makes, and it matters enormously. There are two very different kinds of dogs who follow their owners from room to room. They look identical from the outside. They are not the same on the inside. The first kind is what researchers call a securely attached dog. This dog follows you because being near you feels good. When you move, they move. Not because staying behind feels dangerous, but because going with you feels right. These dogs follow you with a relaxed body. Their tail moves at a medium height, easy and unhurried. They settle quickly when you stop moving. They can be in the same room as you without needing to be touching you. They follow you, yes, but they follow you the way a person walks beside someone they love, companionably, comfortably, at ease. The second kind is what researchers call an anxiously attached dog. This dog follows you not because being near you feels good, but because being away from you feels unbearable. The behavior looks the same. The internal experience is entirely different. These dogs follow with a body that is slightly less relaxed. There is a watchfulness in them. They position themselves not just near you, but between you and the door. When you stop, they don't fully settle. They remain oriented toward you in a way that is just slightly too alert. And when you leave the house entirely, the behavior that follows is not calm waiting. It is distress. A study published in Applied Animal Behavior Science identified that the key difference between these two attachment styles is not the following behavior itself, but the emotional valence behind it. Secure dogs seek closeness as a positive experience. Anxious dogs avoid distance as a negative one. One of these dogs is thriving and showing you love. The other is struggling and showing you fear. Your job is to know which dog you have, because the response to each one is completely different. And confusing them is one of the most common mistakes owners of Velcro dogs ever make. 3. Where this comes from. Subscribe to Canine Mind if you haven't already, because this next part changes the way you understand your dog's entire history. The dog who follows you everywhere did not arrive at this behavior randomly. Something made them this way, and in most cases, that something falls into one of 4 categories. The first is breed. Certain dogs were developed over centuries to work in constant physical proximity to a human handler. Border collies. Australian Shepherds, Shetland Sheepdogs, Vizslas, Dobermans. These breeds were not just trained to work with humans, they were selectively bred over generations for the psychological orientation toward human presence. C. For them, following is not learned behavior, it is genetic architecture. The pull toward you is built into the structure of who they are at the level of DNA. The second is early life experience. Dogs who were separated from their mothers too early, before 8 weeks, show significantly higher rates of proximity-seeking behavior and anxiety-based attachment throughout their lives. The secure base that a mother provides in those first weeks is the template the brain uses to understand what safety feels like. When that template is disrupted, the dog spends the rest of their life searching for it, often in you. The third is trauma history. Dogs who have been rehomed multiple times, dogs who spent significant time in shelters, dogs who experienced loss, whether of an owner, a companion animal, or a stable environment. These dogs have learned something that their nervous system cannot easily unlearn. The lesson is, the people and places you love can disappear, and so the response is, don't let them out of your sight. Following you is not clinginess, it is a survival strategy built from real experience. The fourth is what researchers call owner reinforcement, and it is the one that makes people uncomfortable when they hear it. Because in many cases, the dog who follows you everywhere was shaped that way, in part, by you. Not intentionally, not cruelly, but consistently. Every time you called them over when they were settled elsewhere, you reinforced the proximity. Every time you rewarded the following with touch or attention, you strengthened the pull. Every time your own anxiety or emotional state spiked and the dog read it and moved toward you, and you responded with affection, you taught them that staying close regulates the emotional temperature of the room. You and your dog built this together, which means the path forward, if one is needed, runs through both of you. 4. What their body is telling you that you are probably missing. You know your dog follows you, but do you know how they follow you? Because the details of how a dog moves through space toward their attachment figure carry more information than most owners ever learn to read. Watch the tail. A tail held at mid-height and moving in a loose, wide arc is a dog who is following from a place of ease and positive attachment. A tail held low, tucked slightly, moving in tight or minimal arcs, is a dog following from anxiety. A tail held very high and stiff, even if wagging, can signal a dog whose arousal level is elevated beyond simple affection. Watch the eyes. A dog following from secure attachment will glance at you and then look around. They track you, but they also take in the environment. They are present but not fixed. A dog following from anxiety rarely takes their eyes off you. Their gaze is a tether. It communicates not just affection but vigilance. I must not lose track of you. I must know where you are at every second. Watch what happens when you stop moving. A securely attached dog will settle within a few seconds of you stopping. They lie down, their breathing slows, their body relaxes. An anxiously attached dog will remain standing or will circle or will press against you rather than simply being near you. The settling takes longer. Sometimes it doesn't fully come. Watch what happens at thresholds. The moment before you go through a door is one of the most revealing moments in a following dog's behavioral repertoire. A securely attached dog may pause at the threshold, assess, and follow. An anxiously attached dog often tries to get through the door before you do. The urgency of not being left on the wrong side of a closed door overrides almost everything else. These are not small differences. They are windows into your dog's internal world. And learning to read them is the first step toward giving your dog exactly what they need, which, depending on the dog, may be something very different from what you have been offering. What the dogs who follow everywhere are really asking for. We have talked about what drives this behavior. Now let's talk about what it is asking for. Because the dog who follows you everywhere is not just demonstrating attachment. They are communicating a need, and that need has a very specific answer. What securely attached following dogs are asking for is straightforward. They want acknowledgement, not constant attention, not endless engagement, just the quiet confirmation offered regularly and genuinely that you know they are there. The research on this is precise and consistent. A study published in the journal Behavioral Processes found that dogs who received frequent but brief social acknowledgments from their owners throughout the day, something as simple as a glance, a word, a hand resting briefly on their back, showed measurably lower stress indicators than dogs who received fewer, longer interactions. It is not the duration that matters. It is the frequency of the signal that says, I see you, I know you are here, you are not invisible to me. For a dog who has organized their entire spatial life around staying close to you, that signal is everything. It is the confirmation that the following was worth it, that you received what they were trying to give. What anxiously attached following dogs are asking for is more complex, because what they need is not more reassurance in the moments of anxiety, More reassurance in those moments actually strengthens the anxiety. It teaches the dog that distress is the pathway to contact. What anxiously attached dogs need is something harder to give. They need the experience of separation being survivable, small, graduated, consistently safe separations. Moments of being in a different room with the door open. Moments of you leaving and returning before the distress peaks. Moments that slowly rewrite the nervous system's prediction from absence is dangerous to absence is temporary and safe. This is not something that happens overnight. It is a slow accumulation of evidence. Evidence that the world holds together even when you are not in the same room. Evidence that you always come back. Evidence that they are safe even when you are not visible. Building that evidence is one of the most profound things you can do for a dog who has spent years living in the fear of losing you. What it means when they finally stop following and just rest. There is a moment that happens in the life of a dog who has always followed everywhere. It does not happen in every dog. But when it does, it is one of the most significant things you will ever witness in your relationship with them. The moment is this. You get up, you walk to another room, and they don't follow. They watch you go, and then they put their head back down and close their eyes. Most owners feel in that moment a small irrational sting. They don't want to admit it, but something in them notices. Something in them wonders if the dog has stopped caring, if the bond has weakened, if something has been lost. Nothing has been lost. Everything has been gained. That moment, that choice to stay, that capacity to let you move away without needing to follow, is not indifference. It is the deepest expression of secure attachment that a dog can show. Attachment researchers call it the secure base effect. A securely attached individual, human or animal, is one who can explore their environment, including the environment of temporary separation, from a place of safety. The security base is not the proximity itself. The security base is the knowledge, held in the nervous system at a level below conscious thought, that the person they are attached to will return, that the world is stable, that absence is not abandonment. When your dog lets you walk to another room and stays behind, they are not loving you less. They are loving you from a place of such deep security that they no longer need to physically follow the love to keep it alive. They know you are coming back. They have always known, but now their body knows it too. And that is the thing you were building every single time you came back, every single room you walked into and then returned from, every single moment of departure followed by reunion, every single time the door opened again and there you were. You were not just living your life. You were writing something into your dog's nervous system, a message that took months or years to fully land. The message said this: I always come back. You are safe here. This is home, and I am yours. If this video changed the way you see the dog waiting outside your bathroom door right now, share it with someone who has a shadow dog of their own. Subscribe to Canine Mind. We are here every week helping you understand the animal that chose to spend their one life with you. They deserve to be understood, and so do you.